Welcome to a special episode of Dennis versus Charlie. I have my college friend Mr. Indranil Roy over here, and this is like one of his first full seasons of FPL. He's been through us with the journey for like 37 weeks now. Final run in. Let's see how he's done and what he plans to do. Over to you, Mr. Roy.
Hi. Yeah, hi Ashish. Thank you for having me on your show. And yeah, it actually is my first full season. Actually, it's almost my first partial season as well, because I think the last time I played FPL was back in like 8th grade on Facebook.
Nice.
I guess that doesn't count. But yeah, so I've been so it's been quite interesting so far. I got quite into it this year and things like that.
Nice.
And so my goal actually is to, as of now, my OR is 220,000 or thereabouts, and my goal is to be in the top 200,000 by the end of the season. There are only 2 games left. And as of now, in my mini leagues, I am ranked 5th in my high school league, as well as 3rd in another friend group league. And
That's
my goal is to actually finish top 4 in my high school league and finish 1st in the other 3rd friends league. And
So how many points is that?
So
Like how close are the leagues right now?
Right. So I need to in the other league, I need to pick up. I'm I think 32 points below the first ranker, and in my high school league, unfortunately, I am close to 120 points behind the first ranker. But
You're going for 4th.
Yeah, I'm going for 4th, and I'm only, let's say, 33 points behind the 4th ranker. So
you need
maybe
differentials.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to see what I can do.
So as I can see, you are around 7 points away from the top 200k. So that shouldn't be the worst.
Yeah.
Like, are you taking hits this week or next week?
So this week, I might actually save a transfer this week, because my team looks pretty good for this week. But then next week, I'm going to, for the final game week, I know a lot of people will be maybe going for Aguero and things like that. Yeah. So I'm going to try and capitalize on other people's emotions and try and see if I can seal,
Nice. You need to cover 7 points, and on an average, I'd say 4 point hit will be taken over the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of just cover up 3 points.
Right, exactly. So I might take a hit my following week and make 3 transfers, but this week I might just continue on. So should I go ahead with my team, or what?
Yeah, as I can see, you have a few differentials in your team already.
Right, yeah.
But how you set up for game week 37, let's just focus on that right now, because we don't, it's a very short turnaround for this.
Yeah. No, I'm lining up, I think, in a 4-4-2 this next week.
Okay.
I have Martinez in goal. That's something that I know his last 2 fixtures aren't that good, but yeah. I mean, I do still trust him with a bunch of save points and maybe 1 clean sheet. But I might go with Foster, but he's a rotation risk as well. But I'm actually, let's see, I'm still debating whether to start with Foster or Martinez. But Leeds has a very strong potential for scoring goals as well. So honestly, Martinez might still be the better option this week, to be honest.
That's my conundrum for the next week.
Yeah.
I have Pickford, and he has good fixtures, but then the last week he plays City.
Right.
So I'm just going to throw in Foster over there. If he plays, he plays. If he doesn't, Pickford comes on.
Right. No, that sounds good. And my back 4, I have Nat Phillips against Burnley. Could be a clean sheet.
Yep.
I have Soufal against West Brom.
As you can see behind you, he has been quite attacking. He's the guy who missed the header for Alisson to take it.
Right. Yeah.
So
no, exactly.
Yeah, and potential attacking returns obviously there.
Exactly, and he's up front for every corner, and also he assisted Jota before Jota got injured in the game prior. So that was good. Coleman against Wolves. I don't know. I might, instead of doing that, I might get Watkins in and play a 3-4-3. But
Watkins in from your bench or from your?
My bench to play a 3-4-3. But Coleman against Wolves is also an option, which I'm, as of now, he's in my starting 11.
Yeah.
And of course, the great Stuart Dallas, who's been pretty, he's been
Wait,
kind
so
of.
you said Coleman, Nat Phillips, Dallas, and
Soufal.
Yeah. Soufal, okay.
Correct. But potentially Coleman could be substituted for Watkins.
Yeah.
I'll ask your opinion on that as well.
I personally really like the look of Coleman right now. Whenever I've seen James and Sigurdsson both play, Dini's impact goes down, but Coleman's is still up there.
Right.
I have Dini right now, but and I have Lingard on the bench for next week. I am considering playing Lingard, but I really can't see him play over any of Dini or Dallas, Shaw or Trent.
Right. Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I might still stick with Coleman.
Yeah.
But let's. So
it's a 4-4-2, right?
4-4-2 most probably.
Yeah.
And midfield, I have my two United players coming back from the bench after
Greenwood and Bruno.
No, actually, I have Rashford and Bruno.
Oh, nice. You've gone.
So that I know Greenwood is. He's cheaper and more popular than Rashford.
This makes me feel like you haven't gone for the main man from your team.
Right.
This build-up makes me feel like you won't have the money for the guy behind you.
Let's see. Yeah.
Those two should be fine. We all held on to our United assets.
Yeah.
It's a home game at Fulham. Fans are back. Yeah. I see the polls on Twitter and people are very, very highly going for Salah as captain against Burnley.
Yeah.
But I held on to Bruno and did not switch out to Kane this week, mainly because I wanted to captain him for the first home game when United fans can finally see their God.
Yeah. It's been a while, right?
And they hardly got to see him. They got 2 months of him and then they were in lockdown.
Right. And so my mid four is Lingard, Salah, Rashford, and Fernandes.
Oh.
As of now, I have the captain's armband on Salah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to change that. But Fernandes is a good shout.
Most sensible one. It's just I feel bad that I held on to Bruno just for captaincy.
Right.
And now Kane also scored.
Yeah, no. Maybe if I'm feeling a little differential, I might not differential, but something.
If you want to go truly differential, Rashi or someone is.
Rashi, yeah.
But that you have to look at your mini league rival and who they have and everything.
Exactly. So, but as of now, Salah has huge incentive.
Yeah.
You could.
Can't see beyond Salah.
Yeah, top 4 as well as Golden Boot. So I think he's a good. I think he's.
Yeah.
I think
on paper, he's probably the best one.
Exactly.
I'd put Kane also up there because they are also pushing for a top 6, and again, Kane does well in the end. Golden Boot, everything.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about Lingard though. He had a brilliant 5 weeks, but then the last 3-4 weeks he hasn't really been returning. But
to be fair to him, he had bad underlying even when he was killing.
Yeah, he was scoring bad.
It wasn't gonna sustain. You just had to be there till it dies. I almost removed him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But now I don't really have an option. If I'm making a transfer, it has to be Jota out, given he's out for the season. Yeah. And Lingard is currently first on my bench.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be playing him.
Right.
I don't see the impact.
Okay.
Especially with Antonio back, it reduces a little, the many factors that have been taking his impact down a little.
Right. Would you recommend Watkins over Lingard then in play a 4-4-3 rather than a 4-4-2?
Watkins has a game against Spurs, right?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah, I don't see Grealish play. I don't think he'll risk anything before the Euros right now.
Yeah.
If Grealish was playing, it was another thing. But with Grealish not there, I don't see a high ceiling on Watkins. He should do fine. But one more thing that should be noticed, if you want differential, everyone has Jesse. Everyone has Jesse.
Yeah, that's the...
And Jesse's ceiling is very great, but like I look at him more of a 2-pointer right now.
Yeah.
So I might be tempted to go for Watkins. Like you'll have to see who your rivals have, and if all of them have Jesse and it looks like they have to play Jesse,
absolutely,
then you should definitely go for Oli.
Absolutely, I'll be doing that analysis later today to finalize what.
So who are your front two?
So then front two, I have Harry Kane, probably the best player of this season so far, in my opinion. And I have Patrick Bamford up front. Yeah,
so
I know
you have the holy trinity of the season. You have Salah, Bruno, and Kane.
Yeah,
that's all the money went.
Yeah, so all of the money is in my midfield and up front.
Yeah, that's why you don't have Trent.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, that has hurt me already. Let's see how much
at times.
I mean, it didn't hurt me for the first 30 games of the season because
I don't think anyone had Trent then. It was Son and Kane.
Yeah.
But Bamford should be fine. Like Southampton just are too leaky in general.
Right.
Bamford's impact has gone down, and like his minutes are a maximum of a 60-minute right now.
Yeah.
But from what I read, Bielsa's given Click like early off for the Euros or something. So Rodrigo might play behind Bamford, which might help him now instead of him getting like substituted for Rodrigo.
Yeah.
So that might be fine for all the Bamford owners.
Yeah. I mean, Bamford has been pretty amazing this season, actually, considering his price point. But it was a little disheartening to see him, not even get 2 points, get 1 point last game. So that got me thinking a little bit,
Like if the audience checks on Twitter, I had a breakdown in the last 1 hour of the deadline, and I could not decide whether I need to get Bamford and Antonio in, or I should go for a Rafinha and a Kane. Rafinha and Kane was the correct choice, I guess, but I went for Bamford and Antonio and got nothing. But it was all for keeping Bruno this week. So I'm just...
Yeah.
Also, one thing you need to be slightly worried about. Ole said Martial and Dan James can feature against Fulham.
Right.
Which is a slight risk to like a Rashi owner or a Mason owner, like to both the sets.
Yeah.
So you need to like make sure you have your bench correctly, and like you have the first bench as like your Oli or Lingard, whoever you don't end up going for.
Absolutely. No, my bench is fairly set. I mean, I have Watkins and Rudiger on my bench. And Watkins will be my first substitute, if not Lingard. I think,
that should be fine.
I should have that covered. I try to avoid Chelsea and Leicester players just by virtue of
playing each other.
Of you playing versus each other. So that's why I'm a little...
Yeah, I sold Edward Mendy, and that was my last Chelsea asset to sell like recently.
Right.
And I sold Castagne and Iheanacho along with him, got my 3 Everton men in.
Yeah.
They had a brilliant double, but an awful Sheffield United game.
Yeah.
I don't know how Ramsey will save that DCL shot, but here we are.
Yeah.
I actually line up very similar to you.
Yeah.
Like our midfields are very similar. I have Salah, Bruno, Greenwood instead of your man.
Instead of
Rashi and Lingard.
Yeah.
I also have Yorta, but now he has to bounce.
Yeah.
My front three is Antonio, Bamford, and DCL. That's why I play a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
And
you didn't want to stick with a Spurs player either in midfield or...
It was the Keane versus Bruno debate for me last week.
Okay.
And I went with Bamford, Antonio, and kept Bruno.
Right. Okay.
I did think of getting Son in, but my issue right now is that previously the Spurs attacking points got divided between Kane and Son, and now you have Bale also.
Right.
I want 1/3 of the pool. I want like at least half.
Right. No, completely.
Kane actually gives the half, and the other two like split the rest among them.
Yeah.
But I don't have the money for Kane or the transfers to make. I've gone for like a slightly expensive defense.
Right.
Like my cheapest defender must be Semedo, I guess, at like a 5.2.
Okay.
And he's on my bench, and my playing ones are Dallas, Shaw, Digne, and Trent.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like this is all like in the last 2-3 weeks.
Quite heavily in defense, man. Like.
That was when I let go of Kane.
Okay.
That's all the money went. Like I held on to Salah, Bruno, but all the money went in defense.
Right.
Like in the middle, like people like Lingard, Gundo, Yorta, all these guys are giving such good value for money that you had money to spend.
Yeah. No.
And even in the strikers, like other than Kane, all the good strikers are in the 6 to 6.5 range, other than DCL.
Yeah.
So you generally have money to spend this year, and believe me, people like you won't have this kind of money to spend next year.
Yeah.
You'll be struggling choosing your premium assets, especially like you should think about it. Kevin has been injured and like on and off, so you know when to have him, when not to have him. And the other premium City assets are Aguero, and Jesus, and Sterling, none of whom have been good. So next year that won't be the case. Like you will have to spend.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And all of like these guys will get a Chelsea one and Oba, like none of the premium assets like were worth their money other than Kane, Salah and Bruno.
Yeah. Of course. But
that looks like a very good team which doesn't need any transfers. I would surely look at this website called FPL.team.
Okay.
It has a tool called Planning Ahead, where you just enter your team ID and you can shuffle through the weeks in the future and see like what your team looks like, how the playing 11 is. So you can like, it literally helps you plan ahead like for how many transfers you should make and when to make them.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking about rolling a transfer for the next week, you should definitely look at like who are the ones like, and if you have enough money.
Definitely. No, we'll absolutely check it out, and yeah, so that's my team. But I wanted to ask you one final thing. I wanted to say like no Aguero nostalgia for you to get in, despite.
I have been thinking about for like the last 5-6 weeks. If Aguero was like a goal or two away from Andy Cole, I'd have gone for it. But now he's like 4 goals away, I think.
Yeah, not gonna.
So that's not happening. Like he might come in, like if they've got a pen, like sub him on, like do it. He was on a yellow last week. He wasn't even in the squad, definitely not for 37. I might, I really might do it for 38 because DCL plays City. I don't want him.
Yeah,
and he is a decently priced forward. So I do have that transfer to make. I might, and given like I'm mostly rolling a transfer this week, unless like I'm really tempted by Jack Harrison right now. Jack Harrison is like 5. I'm not really sure. He's cheap. He's 5.5. He's crossed 150 points for the season. He's like the 5th highest scoring midfielder. He's quietly doing his job. And if you look at the underlying stats, in the last few games, he's been better than Rafinha in terms of shots, creation, everything. And Rafinha's coming back from an injury.
Yeah,
I'd say Leeds have arguably the best 2 fixtures. So that's a big thing. I might change Yorta for that. So I have like an extra 2 mil to spend for the final week.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's where I'm at right now, but I don't see Harrison play over anyone else. So like it doesn't make sense to make the transfer this week.
Yeah. Okay, no, that sounds good. And but which teams would you be targeting specifically for the next 2 weeks? Liverpool, of course, and
so
maybe
for the Leeds. 2 weeks, I don't think I'll be tinkering with my defense.
Yeah.
Because like I like it, being honest, and like Newcastle have really good fixtures, and Joe Willock is someone like everyone should be talking about right now.
Yeah.
He has one of the best like chances created. He has 5 goals in 5 games, and he plays Sheffield and Fulham for the final 2 games.
Yeah.
Those guys have nothing to play for.
Yeah.
And Joe Willock himself personally has a lot to play for. So one thing, like if you look at like past trends in like historic FPL or Premier League seasons, some things you have to factor in while making choices are motivation, which is one for the team if the team is fighting for a spot or something, and a personal motivation. For example, I definitely think Mateus Pereira is a very good player right now because West Brom are relegated. He doesn't care that much about West Brom. Like, he's a Brazilian guy. He's looking for a transfer out. He'll play as well as he can for getting that transfer out right now. And West Brom will want him to play well, so they get good money for him.
Right. Yeah.
So those kinds of factors like really, really matter. Like players who are leaving the club, who teams want like their price to be hiked. Like you remember like how Willian was just on fire last year. Team did not want his price hike, but he wanted that pay raise.
Yeah.
Post lockdown, like Willian was something else. Arsenal got conned with him.
Yeah, and then I think he returned in their first match this season.
He got like 3 assists in the first game and like no assists till like Feb then.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So the teams at target currently definitely Liverpool. Like target as in like players to bring in from. Yeah. West Ham have some like 2 very good fixtures. They play West Brom, Southampton.
Yeah.
So Jesse, like Antonio, that's one of the main reasons I have him.
Yeah.
Leeds have, as we discussed, brilliant fixtures. I would have tripled up on them, but like I wasn't sure on Rafinha. And now Jack Harrison looks more tempting. Liverpool play Burnley, Crystal Palace. They're very good. Newcastle, we discussed. Sheffield, like even though the fixtures are good, like I won't touch.
Of course, yeah.
Manchester United, like they have Fulham and Wolves, good fixtures. These are the only teams I'd say that have like good 2 fixtures. Everyone else might have like 1 decent, 1 good and 1 okay, or 1 good, 1 bad, or 2 bad. Yeah. But these are the only teams like I'd personally say have 2 good fixtures.
2 genuinely good.
Yeah. Like if you look at my team, like I've had 3 United, 3 Liverpool players for a while. I'm just holding on to them and hoping like a big turn up happens.
Yeah.
And also like you need to look at like how United, Chelsea have like European games left that will impact the final match day teams. City also, but like I'm not touching City assets.
Yeah. You can't risk that. The Pep
he did confirm Edison is starting the next game though, for all the Edison owners out there.
Yeah.
But that's it, I guess, for this section. And one last thing, we forgot to tell the audience why we have these backgrounds. So Bhavya Mehta wasn't here today. This is a special guest. We decided like we won't have each other pick our backgrounds and we'll just go for some nice happy backgrounds. So I'll talk about mine. Like as Messi said a few years ago, the Champions League will come back to Barcelona, come back to the Camp Nou. It's back. The women have done it. Interestingly, I really need to talk about this. They've played 26 league games with 26 wins, 128 goals scored, and 5 goals conceded. I don't know how that works. These women are something else, and we are now the first team to win the men's and women's Champions League.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something to be happy being a Barcelona fan.
Yeah.
We are technically finishing our worst ever league finish since I've been a fan. I've never seen them finish third.
After your ESL debacle.
I mean, Barcelona still is in the ESL. So
I don't know what's going to happen with that, but
we'll have to anyway, we are in a rebuild phase. I'm down for a 1-year ban. They deserve it also, and at least Madrid or Juve don't win. We aren't winning.
Yeah, no, completely.
So what about your background? Tell us about the story.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's quite.
Everyone
I mean,
knows.
I've been a Liverpool fan since 2007. However, I've been an avid Liverpool fan, I would say, for the past 2 years, and I
So
mean,
glory hunter, chasing the
no,
trophies.
no. To be fair, I was a Liverpool fan when Torres came in the summer of 2007,
Nice.
and then but I didn't watch every game. But I feel like this season and the end of last season, I've been watching every
Nice.
game almost. So yeah.
Yeah, but the story of the photo, I guess, if someone's watching a FPL video right now, they will be knowing what happened over there.
Of course, yeah. The goalkeeper coming through when no one expected it. Usually, one thinks of just getting numbers forward at the end. I mean,
I swear, when I come forward, I was like, "Oh God, Mateus is scoring a counter off this
it's gonna
play."
be a goal on the counter. Yeah.
I was just thinking like it's either a counter goal or the referee just blows the whistle before the counter.
Yeah, I genuinely couldn't believe it that he scored, and it was what a perfectly timed header. I mean, better than a lot of strikers this season who are hyped higher.
Brian Brewster still is on 0 goals.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that kid.
Yeah. And I mean, it was a great moment for him as well because of his father passing away and all. And
he was very emotional after the goal.
Yeah, it was great. It was just great camaraderie.
It was great for the team. You could see like everyone's emotions pouring out, other than Gini Wijnaldum, who did absolutely nothing after the goal.
He just walked. Yeah, man. But yeah.
But yeah, good luck. Let's hope you get that mini league.
Yeah. Overall, it's been a good season. I want to finish.
Yeah, I'd say for your first full season, top 200k is brilliant. As long as you meet all your mini league requirements right now, you're fine. And we'll have you again next week for like a small FPL season review with like 2 other friends like who have been following this season properly and what mistakes you made, what you could have done better, what you did well, and you hope to continue. Those kind of things.
Absolutely.
But yeah, deadlines tomorrow, games are tomorrow. Let's hope everything goes fine. Good luck.
You too, man. Best of luck. Have a great finish to your season as well. And look forward to speaking with you next week too. Everyone, take care.
Take care. Sure.
Bye.